Good morning, students. So today we'll begin with our chapter number 2 of geometry, that is Pythagoras theorem, and we'll start with exercise 2.1. So the first question is, identify with reasons which of the following are Pythagorean triplet. Now here in sub question number 1, the given sub question number 1 is 3, 5, 4. Means these are the sides, three sides of a triangle. So what we will do, we will first take the longest or the biggest side. So see, square of longest side, here the biggest side is 5, so we will square that. See, 5 is greatest side, so 5 square is 25. That is my statement number 1. Now see, two sides are remaining, that is 3 and 4. We took greatest side 5, so we squared it, 5 square will be 25. Now remaining two sides are 3 and 4. So we will square that 3 and 4 and then we'll add it. So see what I will write here. Square of sum of squares of remaining sides. So 3 and 4 were the remaining sides. So 3 square plus 4 square. We know 3 square is 9 and 4 square is 16. So 9 plus 16 will be 25, which is my statement number 2. Now you can see here from 1 and 2 both are equal. Square of longest side is equal to the sum of square of remaining sides. So that means it is a Pythagorean triplet. The question may also be asked like this. The sides of a triangle are given and say whether the given sides are the sides of a right angle triangle. The steps will go same as it is. So we'll move on to next question, sub question, that is sub question number 4. And the given sides are 10, 24 and 27. So here the greatest side is 27. So first we will square that. So square of longest side, that is 27 square, is 729, which is my statement number 1. And the remaining sides are 10 and 24. So see, sum of squares of remaining side, that is 10 square plus 24 square. 10 square will be 100 plus 24 square will be 576. So 100 plus 576 will be 676, which is my statement number 2. Now here see, from 1 and 2, these both are not equal. One is 729 and statement number 2 is 676. They both are not equal. So here square of longest side is not equal to sum of square of remaining side. So it is not a Pythagorean triplet. So all the sums of this question, main question number 1, you have to solve in the same manner, same way. The steps will be same. First you have to square the longest side. That will be the statement number 1. And the other two remaining side, you square it and then add it. And that will be statement number 2. Compare 1 and 2. If 1 and 2 are equal, means it is a Pythagorean triplet. If 1 and 2 are not equal, so it is not a Pythagorean triplet. Now we'll move on to main question number 2. The sum is related to the property of geometric mean. See, I will explain the sum. In the given figure, angle MNP. Now in the center we have angle N. See, in the diagram angle N, which is 90 degree, that is given, and segment NQ is perpendicular to MP. Now students, here remember, whichever side is opposite to 90 degree will be hypotenuse. So here 90 is angle N and opposite to 90 we have MP, that is the hypotenuse. So here the segment NQ is perpendicular to hypotenuse MP. So we will use the property of geometric mean, and dimensions are given. See, MQ is given 9 and QP is given 4. You have to find NQ. So we'll write the given part, that is, see, segment NQ is perpendicular to hypotenuse MP. So by property of geometric mean, NQ square will be MQ multiplied by QP, which are given. MQ is 9 and QP is 4. 9 4s are 36. So NQ square will be 36. So by taking square root, NQ will be 6 units. Now we'll move on to question number 5. Question number 5 is again an activity. If you open your textbook, you can see a diagram is drawn ABC, where angle B is 90 degree. It is given that AB and AC are congruent. You have to find AB and AC by the given information. So AB and BC are equal and AC, which is the hypotenuse, is root 8, which is given. Root 8 is given. So here, students, now we know that in triangle ABC, this is a given part. See, in triangle ABC, angle B is 90 degree and AC, which is the hypotenuse, is root 8 and AB is equal to BC, which is given. Now students, see, when two sides of a triangle are congruent to each other, means it is an isosceles triangle. So here AB and BC are equal. So we know one more property of isosceles triangle, that is, if a triangle is isosceles triangle, then the base angles will be congruent to each other. So angle A and C, they are congruent to each other. So see, angle sum property of a triangle, we know all three angle A plus angle B plus angle C, all three angle total is 180. From 180, angle B 90 is given. So I will subtract that angle B 90. So 180 minus 90 will be 90. So 90 is left. So now 90 will be angle A and C. 90 will be divided in angle A and C because they both are congruent. So angle A will be 45 degree and angle C will also be 45 degree. So 45, 45, 90. So this triangle ABC is 45 degree, 45 degree, 90 degree theorem. So we'll start filling the activity. Now see, AB is equal to BC, which is given, and angle BAC, means angle A, is 45. We found out now. Then see, AB and BC, they both are equal and they are the sides. AB equal to BC will be dash into AC. Dash means here, you know what, if a triangle is 45 degree, 45 degree, 90 degree, then whichever side is opposite to 45 degree. Now here BC and AB are the side which is opposite to 45. They will be 1 upon root 2 into hypotenuse. So again, next blank, see, 1 upon root 2 multiplied by root 8 is given. Now see, 1 upon root 2 into root 8. Now root 8 is not a perfect square. So what we will do? We will take root 8 as 4 into 2, 8. 4 2s is 8. 4 2s are 8. So 4 is a perfect root of 2. So see now, 1 upon root 2 into 2 root 2. 4 2s are 8. 4 is a perfect root of 2. So I wrote 2 and root 2 remains same. Here see, root 2 cancelled. 2 is left. So the answer is 2 units. We will move on to next question, that is question number 6. I will be solving maximum sums, students, don't worry, I will be solving maximum sums, but I am not taking serial order. We will go sum according to the level, from easy to difficult level. Now here 2.1 is very easy, nothing is difficult, so no need to worry. See, question number 6 is, find the side and perimeter of a square whose diagonal is 10 centimeter. You can see now the diagram drawn is a square. ABCD is a square where the diagonal AC is the diagonal which is given 10 centimeter. You have to find the side and the perimeter. Perimeter means what? Total of all the sides, sum of all the sides. Now square property we know. First thing is that, see, every side is congruent to each other. If the given quadrilateral is a square, we know the sides will be congruent to each other. Also, angle will be, every angle will be a right angle. So see, first I will write the given part. It is given that ABCD is a square. It is given. So see, students, AB will be equal to BC, will be equal to CD, will be equal to AD. Let it be X, because all sides are congruent to each other. And also, every angle is a right angle. So here angle B, angle A, angle D, angle C, everything will be right angle. So according, now if I take a right angle triangle, see, you can see here ABC is a right angle triangle formed here. So in right angle triangle ABC, by Pythagoras theorem, we know hypotenuse means AC square is equal to side 1. Side 1 is AB and side 2 is BC. So side 2 square. So see, by Pythagoras theorem, AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. Now AC is given, that is 10. So I substitute 10 square is equal to AB, we took it as X, and BC is also X. So 10 square will be 100, X plus X will be 2X square. Now 100 and 2 we will divide. So when you divide 100 by 2, you get 50. That means X square is 50. Now 50 is not a perfect square. So what we will do? X will be 25 into 2, we'll take it as 25 into 2. 25 2s are 50. So 25 is a perfect root of 5. So in place of 25, I'll write 5 and root 2 remains same. So that means side of a square is 5 root 2. Now perimeter. We know the formula for perimeter is 4 into side. So 4 into side is we got as 5 root 2. So see, 4 5s are 20 and root 2 remains same. Now we'll move on to next sum, which is very IMP. So please see it carefully. See, the diagram is drawn and the given question is, in the given figure, M is the midpoint of QR. The first information is M is the midpoint of QR. Now when I say M is the midpoint of QR, students, we know that RM and MQ will be congruent to each other because M is midpoint of QR. So RM is equal to MQ. So that means I can say that RM, when I say RM is congruent to MQ, so for both I can take same name, RM and RM. So see, first information is M is the midpoint of QR and the second information is angle R is 90 degree. Only two information is given and you have to prove that PQ square is equal to 4PM square minus 3PR square. So see, as we can see, there are two right angle triangles here. So we will take first right angle triangle, that is, see, according to Pythagoras theorem. So first I will take triangle PRN. Now students, please check the diagram. In right angle triangle PRM, I am taking the inner triangle, the inside one, the smaller one, PRM, whereby Pythagoras I know PM square, which is hypotenuse square, is equal to side 1 is PR and side 2 is RM. So by Pythagoras, PM square is equal to PR square plus RM square. So now students, see what I will do. I will take PM and PR on right hand side, because see the proof part in proof part you can see that we have to prove PQ square is equal to 4PM minus 3PR. So see, PM and PR on the right hand side. So here also this triangle what I took, I will take PM and PR on right hand side. So see what we are doing now here. RM, so I am taking RM on left hand side. So RM will be equal to PM square minus PR square. So what I have done, I have shifted only PM and PR on right hand side and I have given it at statement number 1. Now see, one more triangle is the right angle triangle, the bigger one, PRQ. So that I will take in triangle PRQ. PQ square is equal to PR square plus RQ square. This is the second right angle triangle. So see now students, PQ is the hypotenuse, is equal to PR is side 1. Now side 2 is RQ. Now RQ, if you see, M is the midpoint. So here RQ contains RM and MQ, right? So see, PQ is equal to PR, I will write PQ, I will write as it is, left hand side same, is equal to same, PR on right hand side also same, plus RQ. Now RQ contains two segments, that is RM plus MQ, since the points are collinear. Now as it is given, M is the midpoint. So see what happens now. Now M is the midpoint of segment RQ. So I can say that RM is congruent to RQ. Means RQ is congruent to RM. They both are equal. Means they both are same. So instead of saying RM and RQ, I will take one common name as they are congruent. So I will tell RM is equal to RM. So see what I am doing. So left hand side see, PQ remains same. PQ square is equal to right hand side PR remains same, plus now in place of RM and MQ I am writing RM plus RM because they both are congruent. Now see again, PQ remains same is equal to PR remains same plus RM and RM, means 1 RM plus 1 RM is 2 RM. 1 plus 1, 2. So that is 2 RM square. So when I simplify this, so see what happens now. PQ square remains same is equal to PR remains same, PR square remains same, plus 2 square will be 4 and Rm square same. So now see, if you consider equation number 1. Now see, consider equation number 1. What is equation number 1? Equation number 1 is Rm square is equal to Pm square minus Pr square. Means the value of Rm square is equal to Pm square minus Pr square. So see what we will do here. Pq square from left hand side I will keep as it is. See, Pq square as it is equal to right hand side Pr, same I will write, plus this 4 I will remove now and keep outside the bracket, and Rm, see statement number 1 is what? Rm is what? Statement number 1 says that Rm square is equal to Pm minus Pr. So I am writing in place of Rm as Pm minus Pr square. So when I open the bracket now, see, Pq square remains same, left hand side is equal to Pr square plus 4 into Pm, 4 Pm square, minus 4 multiplied by Pr, 4 Pr square. This 4 I have multiplied by Pm also in the bracket and by Pr also. Now you can see here like terms, Pr and Pr are like terms. So Pq square remains same again left hand side. 4 Pm I am keeping as it is. See Pr, you can see here Pr and 4 Pr. Now this will come plus 4 Pm square here plus Pr square, not minus, plus Pr square minus 4 Pr square. So Pq square remains same is equal to 4 Pm remains same. Now plus Pr means plus 1 Pr minus 4, plus minus minus. So 1 minus 4 will be minus 3. Hence it is proved. Now we'll move on to next question, that is question number 10. Question is very big, but solution is very easy. See, the diagram is also drawn. Now see, let me read the question. Walls of two buildings on either side of a street are parallel to each other. Walls of two buildings on either side of a street are parallel to each other. A ladder 5.8 meter long is placed on the street such that its top reaches the window of the first building at a height of 4 meter, and on turning the ladder over the other side of the street, its top reaches the window of the other building at a height of 4.2 meter. Now you have to find the width of the street. Now see, question is nothing understood. So what I will do, we will just write very simple given statement. See, so now you'll understand. Now see what I have written the given part, you will understand that. See, walls of two buildings on the either side of a street are parallel to each other. So that means see, diagram see, let AB and ED be the two walls. You can see the diagram, in the diagram you can see AB and ED. These are the two walls which are parallel to each other, and the height of the first building, that is wall, is 4 meter and the second is 4.2 meter. Now see, it is said that there is a ladder on the street which reaches the top of the first building, and again it is turned towards the second building, and the height of the ladder is given 5.8. So see, let AC, now here you got AB and ED as your two walls of the building, and here the ladder AC is the first position of the ladder and CE is the second position of the ladder, and the ladder is of same height. So AC is equal to CE is equal to 5.8 meter. Now you have to find the width of the street. That means you have to find BD. Now see, if I break this diagram in two right angle triangle, on the left hand side you can see triangle ABC, which is a right angle triangle at angle B. So I will use Pythagoras theorem and I will find out BC. Now when I move on to second, that is part of the diagram, right hand side, you can see EDC is the second right angle triangle, where again I will use Pythagoras theorem and I will find out CD. So once I got BC and CD, I will add BC, CD, then I will get BD, which is the exact width of the street. So see students, first we will move on to the first right angle triangle, see the diagram. So see, according to Pythagoras theorem, in right angle triangle ABC, which is on the left hand side, by Pythagoras theorem we know hypotenuse square, which is AC square, is equal to side 1, which is AB square, plus side 2 is BC square. So AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. I will substitute the value. AC is given 5.8. So see, 5.8 square is equal to AB's 4 square, plus we have to find out BC. Now 5.8 square will be, means 5.8 multiplied by 5.8 will be 33.64 is equal to 4 square will be 16 plus BC square. Now I will change the side. So BC square will come on left hand side. 33.64 minus 16 will be 17.64. So BC square will be 17.64. Now when you take the square root, the length of BC will be 4.2 meters. Now we'll move on to the second part of the triangle of the diagram, that is in right angle triangle EDC. You can check on the right hand side, EDC is a right angle triangle. So by Pythagoras we know again hypotenuse square, that is EC square, will be equal to side 1, that is DE square, plus side 2 is CD square. So CE is given 5.8 is equal to D is given 4.2 the whole square, plus CD we have to find out. So now when I change the side, see, CD will come on the left hand side, is CD square is equal to 5.8 the whole square minus 4.2 the whole square. Now 5.8 into 5.8 will be 33.64 minus 4.2 into 4.2 will be 17.64. So 33.64 minus 17.64 will be exactly 16. So by taking square root, CD will be 4. Now I have to find the width of the street. The width of the street will be, see, BD is the width. So BD will be equal to what? BC plus CD. Since the points BCD are collinear, so BD will be 4.2 meter plus 4 meter, which is equal to 8.2 meters. Thank you students.